Next up, we have Safe Haven from the World of Tanks original soundtrack. Once again, everybody, this is a Basterd's LFA, a layman-friendly analysis. I'm a professionally trained musician and composer, and my objective here is to explain things in a way so that you don't have to be one to understand what is happening here, musically. So, if you like the sound of that, make sure you're following the channel, subscribe to the channel, whatever term you use, like the video, share the video, leave a comment, turn on notifications, become a member. Once again, everybody, don't forget to join the Discord server, the gaming channel, how to request songs if you're not on the live stream, members getting early access to the content. I have a spiel for this and a bunch of other things at the end of this video, so stick around for that. Disclaimers showing on your screen right now, so go ahead and pause the video to read it in full. Otherwise, please be patient with me. I am acoustic and guitared, so please keep that in mind. Also, at the time of recording, we recently went past 10,000 subscribers on YouTube, so thank you once again, everybody, for being here. I do appreciate it. We're going to be celebrating in two ways. Number one, I'm going to be giving away 10 copies of Vintage Story. And number two, we're going to be trying out, now for every milestone that we hit, I'm going to be trying out different games that we cover. The first two on the list are going to be Just Shapes and Beats and Limbus Company. More details on that on the spiel at the end of the video, so stick around for that. With that, let's do this. Safe Haven. Let's go. Okay, it's Japanese themed, and we start with three main components. We have a flute, we have a koto, and we have a shamisen, a Japanese flute, a koto, and a shamisen. So a koto is this very cool, it's like the Japanese version of the harp. Really cool, insanely awesome instrument. Then we have the shamisen. The shamisen being, of course, the Japanese predecessor to the banjo. Yes, Americans have been that much of a weeb, because structurally very similar to a banjo. And then we are, of course, introducing some orchestral elements. So if we bring up an orchestra, right now we're using the primary strings, which is going to be our violins. The violins being, of course, the smallest of the viol family. These guys over here. When you have an orchestra, you're going to be using what are called sections. A section is going to be there's two divisions to the orchestra. You'll have what is called the string orchestra, and then you have the rest of the orchestra. The string orchestra is going to be primarily 5 sections, depending on the time period. One section is going to be first violins, which is going to be a group of violin players. Then you have a second section of violin players, which is going to be more violin players, the same number. Third is going to be a section of violas. The second, the instrument is slightly bigger than that. Then you have cellos. Then you have double basses. There was a time when the cellos and the double basses would do the same thing, in which case they would be called the bassi section, just because they used to be treated as the same instrument. However, then you have the woodwind section, then you have the brass section, you have the percussion section, but each of these will have different instruments within them, which is why you get the distinction between the string orchestra and the rest of the ensemble, because the string orchestra, the violin sections, they use the word section means something different than for the woodwind section, because the woodwind section is going to be your flutes, oboes, clarinets, bassoons, and whatever other woodwind instruments you might have. And then the brass section, you're going to have your trumpets, trombones, tubas. Sometimes the French horns are included in the brass, sometimes they're included in the woodwinds, depending on the time period and the philosophy. Not oboes, oboes. So yes, and yeah, Debussy, he's primarily a brilliant pianist with a lot of really good orchestral stuff. So yeah, let's see where this goes, because right now we're mainly doing a like a start of a Japanese opera kind of thing. Let's see where this goes. There's the flute again. We're getting the different instruments. There we go. Okay, there we go. So we now switch over from the Japanese traditional over to the orchestra. We bring in the French horns, who are now giving us that initial melody, the melody primarily being an arpeggio. Arpeggio being when you play a chord one note at a time. So, for example, here is C minor. Here is the arpeggio, right? And we're doing an arpeggio with a little bit of a scale, giving us our initial melody, which contains our initial motif. Motif being the smallest version of your musical idea, the seed, the essence from which everything else comes from. The French horn, of course, always being used in in this kind of context where you can signify war, glory, that kind of thing. Mahler has a French horn as brass, if I remember correctly. Yeah, and some people put it as woodwinds because the French horn is a weird middle ground, same as the saxophone, for example, because it shares so many aspects between different instruments. It can get tricky with that. So yeah, with that, let's see where this goes. It's really good. We have the percussion. We also have trumpets. We also have the trumpets. Surprisingly, the trumpets are quieter than the French horns. It's very rare to hear trumpets that are quieter. However, the trumpets are providing basically chords. They're helping with the chords. The flute is back, and we are basically just having the French horns being that full focus for this kind of thing. French horn and trombones, the trombones might be doubling. Doubling is when you have more than one instrument playing the same thing at the same time. It could be that the French horn is being doubled by the trombones. Or it also could be that you have multiple French horns. You have them divided into multiple sets so that it sounds like they are doubled. And Alderix, welcome today. How you doing? So yeah, really cool. Let's see where this goes. Yeah, you can hear the Japanese flute in the background doing its thing. Yeah, the trumpets are louder now. Yeah, these are all French horns. The trombones are mixing in primarily with the trumpets, giving us those counter melodies and a little bit of extra harmony, you know, like building up more chords. For the rest, we have the violins, of course, holding all those really long dramatic notes, very soft, giving that softer side that the percussion is giving a very aggressive side to. That's very nice things. Go ahead, Cecilia. All right, let's see where this goes. And we're providing variations on the motif. Of course, we're using the motif to develop itself, because the motif itself is primarily just that one arpeggio, and we are doing a couple of main things with this motif in order to build a more developed melody. Number one that we have been using, of course, after repetition, we have been doing sequencing. Sequencing is when you repeat a musical idea from a different starting point, usually in the melody, right? So let's say if we have something simple like this, you can repeat it from a different starting point. And you can just do that kind of stuff. And the other one that we're doing is some inversion. Inversion is when you take a musical idea and you flip it upside down. And when you add that with some sequencing, because the idea is now flipped upside down, because the inversion of this technically would be this. But if we're now doing sequencing, we could have the idea here. Then it would be sequenced to here, but now we're inverting it. Then we're doing the sequence here from the original. And then we would be doing the from here, but instead we're flipping it upside down. And now we're getting a more dramatic melody. That kind of thing. So yeah, let's see where this goes. Yes, Bluey, yes it is. Okay, so we turn things down, we bring back the koto. Now we switch fully to Japanese instruments. Violins, very quiet. Slowly introducing more percussion. A little bit difficult to tell there. But now those very high-pitched sounds, those are the violins doing what are called harmonics. Welcome back, Megumi. Harmonics, it comes from the idea of the harmonic series or the overtone series. God damn it, please. The overtone series or the harmonic series is the concept. This is how brass works, and a lot of these things work when you basically bend audio waves to get more sounds on top of the sound that you have. So let's say we have this right here is our note, which we would call our fundamental. Our fundamental, let's say we're doing G. G over here is going to be our fundamental, and that is what we're going to be doing. If we take this audio wave of G and we cut it in half, we would be getting another G. If we cut that in half, we get D, a fifth above. Then if we cut that in half, we start getting G. If we cut that in half, we get B. And you can just keep getting more and more notes as things go lower, as you keep cutting the audio. This is, for example, how overtone singing works. So if I were to do this, right? No. Let's say this is the fundamental, and if I then bring in the throat singing aspect to this, to the whole thing, I can start bending the audio waves and bring in the other notes. That kind of thing, and basically it works similar when you have stringed instruments. String instruments, you treat the string as if it were the audio, the actual audio note that you have, and if you then gently press on the string, this works the same with guitars, you gently press the string at the given time, you get those overtones happening, and that is what we're getting. That's the kind of sound that you get. So let's see where this goes. Getting some horns all of a sudden? Good. New melody. So yeah, it seems like this might be this is a new melody that we're getting over here with a new motif. However, since we ended up having the koto, yeah, it seems like these two might be two separate compositions that are put one next to the other. But in this case, because we kept the koto, we kept the flute and everything, we get away. We kept the same drum beat as well. We are getting away with keeping this as a continuation of the initial motif. We are now having what seems to be either a violin or maybe a viola, giving us the new melody. Let's see where this goes. It's nice. So yeah, you can hear the koto there doing its thing. I can't really tell what that is. Maybe a sample. This sounds like singing. There's those harmonics again. Yeah, there's a voice in the background. Yeah, there was a voice. So it was a vocal. So it was those are vocals. Yeah, those were vocals. They sounded a little bit weird, so they might have been filtered through something. Like they might have gone through some sort of special effect or editing a little bit. But yeah, they were giving us a little bit of a variation, kind of like in between the melody we got earlier and the melody that we got at the beginning. So yeah, let's see where this goes. There's the French horns again. So yeah, now we do a similar approach to what we did in the previous one. So in that sense, the structure is still the same. And in this case, we are keeping a similar structure to the melodies. This time, we are adding what are called passing tones. We're doing passing tones in this case, and neighboring tones. A passing tone is, these are two things that you can do when you're arpeggiating stuff. A passing tone is when you have a note in between. Let's say we have this over here. Then if we add a passing tone between these two, that would just mean we add a note in between. And if we do over here, if we add passing tones, it's very, very simple. And then the idea of neighboring tones is when you have a note, and then you go either one note above and then back, or one note down and then back. And if we were to do these all together, let's say like we have a passing tone over here, we could do, or we could do that kind of thing. This kind of stuff that we are getting now, that is another variation of the initial motif that we had. Of course, we have the French horns with the trombones this time, I believe, giving us this very glorious, bombastic version of the melody. We're having the full string orchestra giving us those very dramatic chords. So yeah, let's see where this goes. Next one, welcome day. Pretty welcome day. How you doing? Very beautiful. Ooh, and we have a second set of French horns. So it looks like the French horns might be divided because some of them are giving us an extra counter melody going further than the other ones. And yes, this is definitely the climax of the piece. Usually the climax is going to be within the last 1 to 2 minutes of your piece, of your song, and you're going to want to revisit as much of as you want or as you can. And in this case, it seems we're revisiting the previous motif as well. So let's see where this goes. So yeah, you can hear, oh, okay, so it might be the cellos with the French horns, and then we have French horns with trombones. So the main melody is the French horns with trombones, part of the French horns with the trombones, and then the other part might be the French horns with the cellos, giving us that counter melody over there. Really cool. Really cool over there. And yeah, they're repeating this because it's a brilliant melody, and repetition is your friend in music. Just don't overdo it, right? So yeah, let's see how this ends. Okay, we resolve it back to the Japanese traditional instruments. One more hit of the koto, and that's it. Okay, and then we get the logo, which, yeah. And there you have it. That was really cool. That was really, really cool. They're very epic, and there are two different moments in the battle. And yeah, it seems like this is a single composition that is then split into two different parts in the game. So yeah, this is very common in this kind of in video game music, where you have one part of the track be for one conditional in the game, and then another part of the track to be for a different conditional in the game. This is very common. Especially in like RPGs, action kind of stuff. It saves you time for this kind of thing. So yeah, with that, there you have it. That was Safe Haven from the World of Tanks original soundtrack. I think this is the first time we're doing World of Tanks. Really cool stuff, man. That was awesome. Once again, everybody, this has been a Basterd's LFA, a layman-friendly analysis. I'm a professionally trained musician and composer, and my objective here has been to explain things in a way so that you don't have to be one to understand what's happened here, musically. So, if you're watching this on the YouTube video archive thing, thank you for watching. Make sure you're following the channel, subscribe to the channel, what a bit of news, like the video, share the video, leave a comment, turn on notifications, become a member. Once again, everybody, at the time of recording, we recently went past 10,000 subscribers on YouTube. Blows my mind. Thank you so much once again, everybody, for being here. As I said, in celebration, we're going to be doing two things. Number one, I'm going to be giving away 10 copies of Vintage Story. Vintage Story! It used to be a Minecraft mod, now it's its own standalone game. I prefer it, so we're going to be giving them away. The giveaways are going to be happening in mid to late February, and they're going to be happening on the Discord, so make sure that you have joined the Discord linked in the description so that you get your chance for it. 10 copies for it. And then number two, we're going to start playing games in celebration as we hit milestones. So right now 10,000, then 15, then 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, that kind of stuff, until all that kind of stuff. We're going to be trying different games. Right now, the games that we're going to be trying, Just Shapes and Beats and Limbus Company. Those are going to be the games that we're going to be trying out during the next few weeks. Of course, join us for that. And yes, Cecilia's going to the naughty list for that. Yes. Let me just write it down. There we go. So yes, so yeah, got distracted. So yeah, make sure that you join the Discord. That's where everything gets announced first, whether it's the streams going live, videos going up in the channels, updates, projects, announcements, the giveaways, all of it gets announced there first. Of course, that's where we also have the community, where we hang out, we chat, we steal memes from other people's servers, claim them as our own, and where I have the Vintage Story server. I'm hosting a server. I built a computer just for that, so make sure that you join the Discord linked in the description. Also, make sure that you share these videos with your friends, with your families, with your family's friends, with your friends' families. Those are two very distinct concepts, by the way. With your online and offline communities, go share these videos with everybody that you know. Also use the hype function on YouTube. We have a group on the Discord that coordinates for that, linked in the description, so that yeah, go help the channel grow. Musicians, artists, or otherwise on YouTube or elsewhere, this is an open invitation. If you want any of my musical skills in collaboration, whether it is my guitars, Mongolian throat singing, the little kind of thing, regular singing, voice acting, whatever it is, reach out, let me know, let's work together, let's make stuff, right? And if you're in the audience and you know somebody that you would like me to collaborate with, reach out, let them know. Please do not harass anyone, please do not spam anyone, be cool about things, don't be a rat. Members get early access to the content. I schedule the videos for the week on Saturdays, and if you're a paid member on YouTube, regardless of your tier, you get access to the videos when I schedule them, at least for the LFAs. So become a member today. If you want to listen to this without me interrupting every 3.5 seconds, I'll be linking a description down below. If you want to request a song and you're not on the live stream, check the pinned comment on this video. It has the instructions on what to do. If you are on the live stream, you can go ahead and start requesting. If you want to catch the streams when they happen live, we aim from Monday through Friday, 6 p.m. Central European Time. We stream live on Twitch, YouTube, and Kick so that you can tune in from whichever platform you prefer. Again, 6 p.m. Central Europe. If you're not in Europe, do not worry. We have the full up-to-date streaming schedule showing in your local time zone in both Discord and Twitch. So, if you live in Punta Blanca and you're like, yeah, but what time is 6 p.m. in Hungary? I don't live there. Do not worry. Just go to Discord or Twitch and it's going to show in your local time zone. And follow the gaming channel. I have a gaming channel because, of course, I have a gaming channel. I'm on YouTube. What else could I possibly have? Games are Basterd. That's where I put the gaming after show recordings when they happen. Recorded live doing the main channel's after show and then the recordings go here. This is where the Just Shapes and Beats and Limbus Company playthroughs are going to go. So, linked in the description or just search on YouTube. Same username as James R. Basterd. Just swap the J for a G and you got it. And, yeah, there you have it. Safe Haven World of Tanks. That was really cool, man. Really cool. Good stuff, good stuff. But yeah, let's move on.